And we're off, I believe. It is 9:01 a.m. U.S. Pacific Standard Time here in Los Angeles. Friday, January 5th, 2024 AD. My second show of the new year. Just like we had our second school shooting of the new year, which I disavow school shootings. They're not good. And we're going to have a fun, loosey-goosey Hake show. Shout out to Joel Friday TV, Nick the American Anchor Baby, who did Hake News, Nick News, because Hake was sick news. Sean, guest hosting. Hassan, helping make stuff happen. And JLP. We're going to have a fun, loosey-goosey show, guys. You can call in 1-888-775-3773. I do have things to talk about, though. Epstein updates, maybe, hopefully. Michael Tracey on the fear-mongering that happens with this anti-Semitism thing. What a mess. Michael Tracey's a liberal, independent journalist, solid guy. As journalists go, right? The scum of the earth. Rick Warren simping, hope to get to that stuff, and maybe the things that I did not get to on the 2nd of January. My earlier show on Tuesday. Before we were so rudely interrupted by Hake's sickness. Terrible. And some beautiful music. It's Fob Friday, and it is Frog Eyes Friday. Get pumped. I know you guys really I loved hearing Orchid Tuesday 3 days in a row. It finally sunk into me the genius of that Orchid song, T120. I know some of you guys didn't want it. Anchor Baby was begging them, American Anchor Baby, not to play that song a third time, because we were playing the same Hake music from Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, because Hake was out. And also shout out to Steve Taylor Tuesday. But anyway, guys, it's time for the AJ Gallardo original theme song of the Hake Report. So let's get right on with the show! Nice.
Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la.
Good morning, guys! I have a hard time saying, hey, guys! For the AJ Gallardo original theme song, because it's just a different vibe from the Trevor Wesley one. But I still like it. I like it so good, so well.
Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la.
So, how you guys doing? I am fine. By the way, I saw tomfoolery in my chat. Shout out to tomfoolery in my chat. When I was out, that was nice. You got to see Joel Friday, masterful guest host work. Right on. I forgot that I made him a mod. Yeah, nice. Plain blue t-shirt. Sweet. I have some super chats to read that I did not get to yesterday or the day before. I believe that Joel Friday, I don't know if he got to all of them actually. Because Joel Friday got to a super chat 2 days before, and it was about Charles Manson. And then he spent the whole rest of the last half hour on Charles Manson. So I have a number of super chats to read, guys, that I want to get to right away before I get into the topics today, okay? So let me just make sure that I did press that. Yes. Cooler, Coolur, bought a coffee, not to dox him. Test coffee for Hake. For some reason, you can't buy someone a coffee on the Buy Me a Coffee app? Either that or I just don't know how to use it. But either way, the app certainly doesn't make it simple. Huh. Interesting. I was not even aware that there is a Buy Me a Coffee app. Thanks for letting me know. Buymeacoffee.com/The Hake Report. Maybe it's for the person who, I don't know. Maybe it's for the person who owns the Buy Me a Coffee page to use, and not for the users to donate Buy Me a Coffees, so-called, which are just another word for super chat, guys. It's $3 a piece for Hake's coffees. It's just super chat, $3 super chat. Thank you. Or if you buy two, it's $6, or $3, $9, or 50. It's whatever 50 times 3 is, 150. Thank you, Cooler. Thanks for the test coffee. Appreciated. Much appreciated. I like to do test supers sometimes. Don't know _history bought a coffee. A 9-year-old girl asked Nimrata Randhawa, which is Nikki Haley, right? Is it Nimrata or is it Nimrata? What caused the Civil War? All right. Nimrod, he calls Nikki Haley, the rhino from South Carolina. She was the governor. Missed an opportunity to educate people about historic complexities. Because when you do evil, you have many complex reasons and many that you use to justify evil. And the Civil War, the so-called Civil War, I believe, was evil. 600,000 people dead, evil. Men, mostly. And said it was about individual and economic freedoms without clarifying, said Nikki Haley. And she's a Southerner, sort of, even though she's Indian, at least in part. She was slammed by the predictable and uneducated mainstream media, MSM, for failing to mention slavery. Yeah, some guy, I saw a portion of a clip of a guy, maybe it was on Fox News, in the audience, standing up, sort of fat, heavy-set young man, or not very young man, confronting her. I was appalled or shocked or something, stunned that you did not mention slavery as the reason for the so-called Civil War, right? Bird brain, as in, I think that's Trump's nickname for Nikki Haley, backtracked saying the Civil War was about slavery and the 9-year-old girl was a demon rat plant. What? If she can't handle one child demon rat, how will she handle a federal bureaucracy full of adult demon rats? By the way, Nimrata is an anchor, baby. 14th Amendment does not apply to original natural-born citizen requirements for president and vice president, by the way, and is ineligible just like cackling Kamala Harris. I added the cackling in there. Wow. Huh. What about Calgary Ted Cruz? Wasn't he born in Calgary, which is in Canada? In Canada! And as Joelle mentioned, Joelle Friday, who guest hosted on Wednesday and Thursday for Hake, fun trivia about Charles Manson. His helter-skelter plan was to commit crimes and frame black people for black-on-white violence, eventually inciting a race war. He and his followers would hide in an underground city called The Pit while the races killed each other. Terrible. I would disavow such a thing. Then he would emerge to rule over the black people because he believed they were unfit to rule themselves, but he thought that the blacks would win, according to this someone with this someone's coffee. Thank you. And Joelle Friday read that, and Hassan said Manson is based because he shoots for the moon. Maybe not, his heart may not have been pure, but based in that he wasn't just a bump on a log ego person. He was a make things happen ego person. All right, so that's his use of based. And so appreciate that conversation. Joelle Friday and Anchor Baby jumped in on that, I think. And Sean may have contributed a little, at least in information. And of course, Joelle Friday. Nice. So thank you for those super chats. And super chats from yesterday. Renesio bought a coffee. Hey, shout out to someone that knows about the creepy crawlers. Great point on Derek Chauvin and Hitler and Jeffrey Dahmer. That's a point that Joelle Friday TV made, by the way, about Derek Chauvin being just permanently smeared by the mindless, senseless, faithless, heartless, ruthless lay people who of anger, to be on the level of demonization that Hitler is demonized and Jeffrey Dahmer is demonized. Derek Chauvin. Ridiculous, huh? Great segment, I agree. Renesio. I loved Joelle Friday's commentary on Derek Chauvin and the stabbing by that Mexican mafia guy. The only thing that bothers me about them G words, Gheys, gays, is that I can't read this out loud. Renesio might fall in love with their juicy something. Harvey Milk. That does sound like a Harvey Milk quote. I disavow Harvey Milk. Not a hero. Harvey Milk, not a hero. John Lewis, not a hero. Martin Luther King Jr., not necessarily a hero. The base bar is very low, says Ivana. Yes. Okay. And more super chats did come in. I did send them, but I don't know if they were received. A Riley JM Rumble rant yesterday. Have y'all ever seen American Gangster, starring Denzel Washington? That black guy looks a little bit like Obama, looks a little bit like Michael Jordan. Denzel Washington. I'm just saying that just because, you know, all blacks look like Denzel Washington, to me. If so, what did you think of it? I did not personally see American Gangster starring Denzel Washington, but I did appreciate, and I did see the Joelle Friday and Sean, Sean, producer, Jesse Lee Peterson's producer, co-hosting and talking about this show called Boardwalk Empire and this other show called something else that was good, I think, that Sean said. And another show or movie starring that Mark Ruffalo guy, saying that he's actually a really good actor. He just doesn't show his good acting skills in that Marvel movie, those lame-o Marvel movies, and also he's lame politically. But anyway. But yeah, that was a nice segment. Nice segment. I feel like I almost feel like I ought to bring Joelle Friday in here. Joelle Friday, do you want to come in here? Sean, do you want to come in here? If you want, that's fine. If not, that's okay. Joelle Friday is away from his desk. Sean will come in. Sean, do you see American Gangster? You can walk by. We're charming. It's charm. It's the charm of the Hake Report show. Nice guest hosting, man. Thanks for guest co-hosting the Hake Report yesterday.
Thank you for allowing me to do that. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, interesting conversation, wide-ranging topics.
Right.
Good calls.
Yeah, in some cases it went very wide.
Yeah, right. That was my longest time continuously on camera.
True.
Part of me wishes I was a little more prepared, you know, with topics and stuff to talk about, but
no worries. You found out on the fly that you were going to be, because I sprang it on you guys the morning of.
Right.
But have you seen American Gangster?
I have a long time ago. I haven't seen it recently, so I do know it to be another great movie. But
Okay.
I can't remember too much about it.
Nice.
Denzel Washington
Yeah, it is.
and other people. I forget who else.
Right on. Oh, you know what? I saw on Twitter, on X, a little thing about it. He was based on a real person.
Right.
I saw like this historical picture of the real person wearing like this mink coat.
Yeah.
I think it was mink. And he showed up to, and he had better seats to some fight or something, boxing match. Frank Lucas is the guy. Thank you, Hassan. And his flashiness that day, he regretted that.
Wow.
He had better seats than these famous rich people to this boxing match, and it caught the Fed's eyes. And so
Wow.
he did not get away. Other than that, he was very slick, very disciplined, but that day he regretted as a mistake.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
He was like a drug dealer.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I do know a lot of the characters in Boardwalk Empire are based on real people. They
Okay.
even call them their real names and everything. You know, Al Capone, the
Wow.
main character, Enoch Thompson. Same with Deadwood. You know, historical characters.
Okay, that was the other show, Deadwood.
Deadwood, yeah.
Nice.
Wild Bill Hickok.
Sweet.
You know. I could sit here and talk for another 2 hours about it, but
I know.
man, like I said on the other show, though, very important. Not for children.
Right.
Maybe not even for Hake. I don't know.
That's funny.
You would disavow for sure.
Yeah, I saw a movie like Young Guns, not Young Guns. That was relatively recently that I saw that. And I saw that one with Val Kilmer playing Doc Holliday. I did not know that was Val Kilmer.
Yeah.
He did a really good job.
Yeah. I didn't see that, but I heard about it.
Okay.
He was deep in character.
Yeah.
If you didn't know it was him, he must have been.
Yeah, I mean, I only know Val Kilmer from one, he was in Batman Forever, because I was into Batman, but I didn't like those movies.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I liked Batman Forever. It was okay, but I didn't like it that much.
What about Dark Knight and?
Those ones I did like.
Yeah, those were good.
And I liked the first one with the short guy and the crazy eyebrows.
Batman Begins?
No.
Maybe?
No, Batman from 1988 or 89.
With the Penguin?
No, before that one. The one
Oh.
before that.
Oh.
It was with Jack Nicholson, the Joker.
Oh, okay. Right.
That one was really, I liked that one, even though it was
Yeah,
really
that
dark.
was good. Classic.
Yeah.
Classic.
It was basically the inspiration for Batman the Animated Series, which I
Right.
really liked.
Right.
But Val Kilmer played Batman in Batman Forever, and I remembered his lips. Because
Yeah.
his lips are kind of striking for some reason. And then I remember seeing in Daily Mail that he got fat or something.
Right. I
And then
heard
he
that
lost
too.
his voice. Like he had surgery and just
Wow.
lost his voice or something.
Hmm.
And then he was in Top Gun, I guess,
Right.
which I saw later.
Right.
So, he did a really good job as. You haven't seen that movie, huh?
Nope.
What was it? That movie called?
I don't remember.
Okay, anybody know?
I don't remember.
Somebody was probably saying it in the chat. Michael Keaton was the 1989 Batman.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, man. You ever done any acting?
You know what? I took an acting class. Well, a buddy of mine
Nice.
is like a filmographer guy. He was on my show years ago. And I took an acting class. I went back 2007 or so, or 8. Took a class at Pasadena City College where I went right out of high school. But I was in my late 20s at this point. And took a class just kind of on the advice of this guy. And it was pretty interesting, and it's just like what you and Joel were saying.
Right. So you had to learn lines and do,
A little bit.
Yeah.
Learn lines, perform in a convincing way,
Yep.
perform, and play off of other people. I did a really bad job at the end of it, but I showed a little bit. Yeah, I showed like a little bit of promise with the teacher, and then he was disappointed in me at the end.
Oh no!
But it was partly because you can walk across. It's charming.
It's charming.
Joel was coming in here.
Most improved, and then most disappointing.
Yeah, most promising, and then not most promising, but
Right.
I had some promise.
Right.
He liked how I played off with this other girl who I was paired with.
Right.
But I was supposed to meet up with her, and we were supposed to try to practice. That never happened, and so we just basically did the same performance over again, and it was bad.
Yeah. Well, you've seen like Inglourious Bastards, Django Unchained.
I haven't seen either of those.
Well, you know who Christoph Waltz is? Maybe not. If you haven't
No.
seen those, then you don't know who Christoph Waltz is. Never mind then. We were talking about it
But
all.
what you guys were talking about with both practicing and taking it
Right.
seriously, and then getting into the character and being familiar with it, and then also being in the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And going with the flow rather than thinking, I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do this with my eyebrows and do this with my voice,
Yeah.
and do this with, and remember my lines. You're thinking about all that stuff, it's not going to go. But if you, it just flows when you,
When you don't think about it.
Yeah.
I'm the biggest overthinker when it comes to those things, and I'm learning now, even with what I do, teaching classes, just to let it go. Because even
Yeah.
with choreography, when I make the choreography, it's easy to, especially when it's yours, to try to make sure you got the steps perfect and right. But instead of letting it go, I used to take acting classes, and it was so embarrassing because I was the worst one in there, and I just wanted to do it so I can get past that thing. I like being in front of people and doing this, things that I wasn't comfortable with. So I did it, and I enjoy it a little bit too, the acting. So I did it, but at the end, everybody was looking at me crazy because I was the worst one. But the whole time, the only reason why I was bad was because not that I wasn't good at it. It was just that I was trying to think of what to say.
Right.
I was trying to make sure I stayed in the character and overdoing it when we were talking about, you're supposed to just let it go and stay in the moment and trust that you'll connect with the character and that it's gonna come. But it's just letting go that is the hard part, the hard process.
Right, and people go about that in so many different ways. There's all these different techniques to acting. There's method, and then there's people who just do it, But there's certain people who stay in character on and off set.
right.
But film acting and stage acting are really completely different.
Yeah. That's one of the things that my teacher at Pasadena City College said was that, in film, they can just do a look.
Yeah.
And that's not going to cut it
Oh,
for
yeah.
The stage.
Oh, yeah.
'Cause nobody's going to see that.
Right. There's a whole body language aspect to the stage that has to be exaggerated.
Right.
Because the people in the
Yeah.
back have to know what's going on.
Yep.
But like you said, in film, it could just be an eyebrow or a lip.
Yeah.
For example, he would make fun of Tom Cruise because Tom Cruise always did these performative being
Yeah.
mad.
Yeah.
he would thump the desk or whatever,
Yeah.
"Ah," and then kick
Yeah.
something.
Right.
And he said that's not really good acting.
Right.
But Tom Cruise is fun to watch. I don't know.
Entertaining to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. He's the best of the best.
Yeah.
Maybe he's just really good at just being, because some actors are just really good at being dramatic.
Yeah,
You know what
true.
I mean? They're able to play the dramatic stuff. Even though it's okay, that wouldn't really happen in real life. They do it so well that they get away with it.
Yeah.
So,
And it pertains to real life too. Real life conversations with people. Once you, get to know acting as a profession, then you see people acting in real life, and it's you see. It's kind of what I was saying about the words. You see the truth behind their
You see the
facial
pretense.
expression. Yeah, the pretense.
Wow.
Exactly.
yeah.
Everyone's acting.
Right. Yeah,
Everyone's
very true.
acting.
Totally.
It can be useful.
For sure. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
I used to think when I used to do the practice the lines, I would have no one to do it with, so I would record myself.
Oh,
and
man.
then there was a part in the line, in the script, it'll say raised eyebrow, and I would do it, but I would do it so dramatically because I'm thinking the camera's probably not picking it up.
Yeah.
But then I go back and look at it, and it looks crazy because I'm trying to overdo the. But it's really supposed to be natural reactions. It's really supposed to be natural,
Yeah.
and the camera picks up subtleties
True.
more than what you think. So
Yep.
yeah, finding that natural place is the best thing.
you know, like people read you more than you even realize that you're giving off.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it has everything to do with physical communication.
Yeah.
More than it does with verbal communication.
Right.
When you're talking to someone, you don't even, you subconsciously do it, but you see those little ticks in their face, those little like, you know, smirks or things that they don't even know that they're doing.
Yeah.
And it communicates something that's beyond words.
Right.
Yeah.
Sometimes it miscommunicates because somebody's just awkward.
Right.
Or,
Right.
you know, is
On the spectrum.
Yeah. That's what's also funny about, I've always noticed ever since I was a kid about movies and acting, is that those people make these conversations flow so well, and it's like so natural and normal, non-cringy.
Yeah.
And then in real life, it's awkward.
Yeah.
It's like wordy.
Yeah.
It takes forever to get to the point.
Yeah.
I'm like, this isn't real life.
I know, that's almost the setup.
Like, all
Yeah.
these people are so
Yeah.
cool, and everybody else in real life is so
Everything is
nerdy.
beautiful. Conversations, people.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's such a thing as like if someone's called a generous actor or a generous performer, it means that when they're in a scene with somebody else and it's the other person's turn to have their monologue or do their thing, the other person really lays back and lets them do their thing. They don't try to steal the spotlight or something like that.
Yeah.
You could, again, like you just said, that you can see that in conversations with people. If someone is doing their thing, other people may just allow them to do it, or they might try to like jump in and try to change the situation.
Make it about them.
Make it about
Yeah.
exactly.
Look at me.
Interesting. Yeah.
Interesting, man.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciated you guys
Yep.
joining in, and then the conversation with Hassan was quite interesting.
Yeah,
I disavow it
crazy.
for
I know.
the sake of my channel. No, for the sake of the ladies.
Yeah,
I
for
had
the channel.
ladies
Yeah.
DMing me. I never have ladies DMing me, but I had ladies DMing me. They said boobs and butt like 50 times.
I know. I thought about it after. I was like, man, James is probably going crazy right now.
I was fine with it.
Yeah.
It did go on a bit long.
Yeah.
But the topic itself was a fair. It's a fair. You guys made fair points.
Yeah, and I think Sean was trying to warn us a couple times that we should move on, guys. And me and Sam were getting passionate.
He's he's the natural producer.
It was a voluptuous conversation.
Voluptuous. Nice. Well, thank you guys again. Appreciate it.
No problem.
Thank you.
Just for the record, I never said butt.
Right.
Liar.
Yeah.
Till now.
You said everything else but.
Yeah. He just defended it. and actually, it's fair. It's fair because we don't know.
Right.
But she does look weird. She doesn't look natural to me.
Right.
But it's all right.
You're right.
Shout out to Seesaw. I appreciated her call too. And who is she? You have to check out yesterday's show to know who the she is that I was talking about. Anyway.
Yeah, I was trying to protect your channel.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I was, right? Joel, that's crazy.
I'm dying.
Well, thanks again, guys. That was cool.
Thanks, James.
Hector in New Mexico is on the line. Hector, how you doing, man?
What's up, James? How you been?
I've been fine. Well, I've been sick, but other than that, all has been well.
Okay, I thought maybe it had something to do with your back.
No, my back has been fine, thankfully. I've been able to stretch in the evenings, walk, exercise a little bit, free weight squats, no weight, body weight squats, I guess you call them. Eat a little bit better, a little bit less with the energy drinks, a little bit less of the fast food, sleep at night, stuff like that. Drink water, that's helped, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
There's and it's unrelated to why I called, but someone's dad had passed away recently, and before they did the autopsy, they asked the people, like, what did he have any bad habits? Was he a drinker? Did he smoke a lot? They said he loved energy drinks. And so when they did the autopsy, it turns out that that's the reason he died was due to energy drinks, like the high blood pressure and the things that it does to you. So with that being said, I mean, they can't be good for you.
Yeah.
Right.
True. And you know what's funny is Satan had me convinced, if you will, meaning my imagination or my evil woman logic in my mind, because I'm not perfectly actually logical, had rationalized it as they wouldn't sell it if it was bad for you, would they? Terrible.
Good point. Good point.
That's not something to listen to, because people are not looking out for you. You got to look out for yourself.
True.
Yeah.
But, you know, what's funny is that I was listening to you guys talk about how you can pick up on subtle cues on people's reactions and expressions, and that's true. Bob Proctor used to always say that when you divert 100% of your attention onto somebody that you're talking to, then you become sincere, because now they know you're listening, and at the same time, you can pick up, if you're paying attention to people and you're listening to them, you can pick up on those cues also. And sometimes you'll be talking to somebody, and sometimes, like Sean said, they'll do certain facial expressions, and if you're not paying attention, then you can't pick up on them. But Bob Proctor called it an energy shift. And when those happen, sometimes it gets a little bit awkward, and people try to change the subject and get away from those reactions. But yeah, it's interesting what we can pick up on when we're paying attention to people that we're talking to. It's kind of funny.
Bob Proctor was a Canadian author. Self-help type of a guy?
Yeah, kind of like a self-help kind of I don't want to say guru, but self-help coach or self-help. He was in that business.
You Were Born Rich. You Were Born Rich was a New York Times bestseller from 1984. He just died last year, or 2 years ago, February 2022.
It was recent, but I don't think he was born rich. I think he was...
No, his book is called You Were Born Rich.
Oh, yeah. That was one of his bestsellers for sure.
Nice.
But I'm not going to focus too much on Bob Proctor, but...
Yeah.
But you were mentioning how you like some of the Batman movies, and that's... I would have to agree with you. I didn't really like Batman Forever either.
Yeah.
It's... I don't know. It was like the vibe of the movie. I don't know. I couldn't get into it, but you said that you like the movies like Batman, The Dark Knight, Batman, the movies with Christian Bale. Those are excellent. And Christian Bale, I think you mentioned on the show that he has his own problems and how he's due to like insincerity and what have you, but I mean, he's still a really good actor nonetheless. I mean, I really like him as an actor. He's
not the one, not to be confused with Matthew McConaughey.
No.
I was about to say, he tried to run for governor in Texas. No, but that's Matthew McConaughey, who's also a sort of interesting guy. Yeah, Christian Bale is Welsh. He's a Welsh actor, and I was familiar with him from Newsies, but other people know him from being from American Psycho. But yeah, he did a good job as Batman, and Michael Keaton did too. I really like Michael Keaton. Yeah,
I liked him in. There was a movie called Multiplicity. Have you ever seen it? It's pretty funny. I don't know. So you're a fan of Michael Keaton? You said?
I mean, I liked him in Batman, and then I saw him in this movie. He's an older guy in a show, I guess. He was an older guy, and he's like this trainer, tough military fighting trainer, and he's an interesting guy there too.
Oh, it's interesting. I don't remember it, but maybe I'll have to look it up and see what you're talking about later on.
Yeah. I forget what it was.
Well, the last movie I remember him being in was, I think it was RoboCop. He was like the head of one of the corporations that built these machines, and he kind of played the antagonist. And but he did it. He did a really good job in that movie also.
Yeah. It's interesting how some actors they're just fun to watch.
Yeah. I suppose that's why when a movie comes out with an actor that I like, that's probably the only reason why I go see a movie I rarely go to the movies, but if it's like, say, an actor that I like or a director, usually directors play a big part because what's his name? The director of Christopher Nolan. He's a really good director. He made a lot of good movies, and usually when he chooses Zimmerman, I can't think of his first name, but
Hans?
the composer. What's that?
Was it Hans Zimmerman?
Yeah, Hans. Yeah, he has the best soundtracks
Nice.
ever. And he did Batman. Batman Begins. I think he did Batman Begins, Dark Knight. He did one with Matthew McConaughey. It was called Interstellar. I mean, these soundtracks are just. I mean, they're really good. I love them.
Nice.
Yeah. But I just wanted to call and talk to you. I haven't spoke to you in a minute, so I guess I would just call and talk about something a little lighthearted. So that's all I wanted to talk about.
Right on, man. Well, Happy New Year to you. It's nice to hear from you, Hector.
Yeah, you as well. Have a good day.
All right. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Hans Zimmer says, "Come on, man." Yeah, Zimmerman may not be the full name. What does Ellen think of Hans Zimmer? Okay. Oh, last missed super chat from what's her name? Sion bought a coffee saying, "Hey, Hank got the illegal alien disease." I'm filling in the blank. And it has a cartoon, no, a video game, the old school video game bad guy emoji, and the stereotypical alien emoji that they've made. Nice. Thank you. Let me double check for any other last super chats. Oh, there have been some that have come in. Okay. Wow. Ralph bought 5 coffees. "Hey, Hake, your show is amazing." Thank you, Ralph. Based America First says the record online Christmas shopping is mostly credit card debt. Ah, so they're not actually spending their money. They are putting it on the credit cards. Consumers acting like the government, having chased hard workers from the state. California has a $68 billion budget shortfall. Gruesome, that's the nickname of Gavin Newsom, is providing free for them Medi-Cal health coverage to 2 million illegals anyway. Plus $20 an hour California minimum wage started. It applies to employers with at least 60 locations nationwide. Their dumb idea was probably successful businesses with lower wages in other states would subsidize the high cost of living in California caused by demon rats. That's right. Demon rats wanted more employment tax revenue, but sane people know the real result will be higher costs, more automation, more unemployment, because I heard that Domino's or one of these, Pizza Hut, one of these companies, Papa John's, is firing like thousands of delivery drivers because of this $20 an hour minimum wage thing, or 50, I forget what it is. Fewer businesses and less tax revenue. That's right, Based America First. We need to abolish minimum wage, deport the illegals, and shout out to the illegals. But, you know, love is love and right is right. Get deported, buddies. And I do mean buddies. Although some of you guys have been legalized now, so I don't know. And also abolish welfare, the welfare state. The social spending is like, I saw a pie chart from Jay, who's called my show before. formerly of San Diego, that said 60-something% of America's spending, this was years back, is social spending. We shouldn't have any social spending, in my opinion. Nice. Someone bought a coffee. James, what is your opinion on nepotism? Does whether someone earned their way into a position through qualification mean anything to you? My super chat from earlier on JLP got shortened, so a lot of context was lost, specifically the scenario I laid out. Yeah, you have to give shorter super chats, buddy. I don't believe that it's nepotism if a father hires his son for his own business. I don't think that's considered nepotism. But nor do I necessarily even think that it's nepotism, at least not the wrong kind of nepotism. Nepotism means favoring friends and family, right? For Trump, for example, to hire his son to help out in the White House, whatever. That's part of his team members whom he trusts. That's not nepotism, I don't think. Nepotism is when it's more like you have a position in like the government and you're hiring your friends and cronies and family in the government, which is different from a president hiring his cabinet. We're talking about the administrative state. The administrative state. Or I don't know. There's other instances. I don't really have an opinion on that, buddy. You can call my show if you want to challenge me on that stuff. Call my show. Carver bought a coffee. Welcome back, Hake. I was going to comment about the sake of your channel that you work so hard to protect being burned to the ground these last couple days. But now after this show, I really just want the experts to put on a Bond at play. Sounds like Joel is on board. Nice, nice. Joel the playwright. And Sean the stagehand / producer. Based America First bought a coffee. Did Sleepy Joe's January 6th speech get moved to today due to weather? It may be his first major campaign speech where the strategy is to frame Trump as a threat to our democracy. The location at Valley Forge was chosen to contrast Trump with Washington, who voluntarily stepped down from power after his time in office. Well, they both voluntarily stepped down from power after their time in office. Joe Obama's campaign wants to pin violence and white supremacy on Trump. So-called white supremacy, no such thing, right? January 6th, Charlottesville, the Mother Emanuel Black church shooting in 2015. Oh, yeah. Is that the Dylan Roof one? It's a good thing that Trump is a threat to their democracy. The constitutional republic should be reasserted. I agree, man. I agree. Yeah, Sleepy Joe, he's going to do Crooked Joe is his new nickname. He's going to do a speech about January 6th and, oh, yeah, their racist fangs and bulging veins. Ree Nesio says, welcome back, Hake. Disavow my last super, but can't trust them juicy B words. Utsbay. JK. Nice. I appreciate it. Ree Nesio. Thank you, man. For some reason, I feel like I'm losing my voice. I'm out of practice talking. I'm over my sickness, but I still have congestion. That's why I sound funny. Okay? Oh! Lin Yen Chin. Shout out to Lin Yen Chin. Over on Streamlabs. Joel is bad enough. Fix your posture, Hassan. Your spinal alignment being an extra sloppy mess is why you spammed the word like in constant brain farts. Oh, sorry, kids, don't say that word. Ladies. It's disgusting to be so fragmented, tilde, disjointed. Focus!
I agree.
Nice. Thank you for the love, Lin Yen Chin. A call to excellence. A call to being based. Right. Can't be running the world as a slouch. You got to run the world with proper spinal alignment. It helps anyway.
Well, if you run the world, you can kind of do whatever you want.
Indeed.
It's like the boss who could wear sweatpants.
Yeah. Imagine Hassan, Manson, Adolf, Kafaf, running the world, slouching, being like, hey, like, do that thing, like over there, like, now. And everybody's like, yes, sir.
Dream team.
Indeed. I'm using those as your middle names. Those are your middle name.
Oh, nice. I like that. That might be. Yeah, that's
kind of
cool.
like it's Kyle, Jack Bauer, John Wick Rittenhouse.
I love that. I'm clipping this.
Nice. But thank you, Lin Yan Chen. Always appreciate the constructive criticism. All right. Before I get back to calls, let's talk about Epstein. Okay? Epstein, I don't care, all right? But I do have some interesting information. Number one, this is from David Leatherwood, who is a conservative guy, I guess. You know, let's not talk about him too much, but his Twitter handle, I disavow it, but it's Brokeback USA. Okay, never mind. But just to give him proper credit, that's why I mention it. In 2011, David Leatherwood writes on X, formerly known as Twitter, Trump kicked, and it's not 2011. He did a correction. It's actually 2007. Trump kicked Epstein, as in Jeffrey Epstein, out of Mar-a-Lago and banned him from ever coming back. After Epstein, and he doesn't say allegedly, but I'm going to put allegedly because I don't know this information. S-wordly, and people think that I said S-word Joel-y. No, S-word as in actually say, assaulted an underage staffer. Wow. Okay, so allegedly, right? We don't know. I don't know. Don't know, don't care, but Trump caught wind of it and kicked him out. Or at least the people under Trump did it. I don't know. Then he literally testified against Epstein for being a S-word, actual say, editor prey, predator, sexual predator. And I don't subscribe to words, liberal terms such as that, sexual predator, anti-man terms. But these are facts. And he shares this post, New York Post headline. Trump barred Jeffrey Epstein from Mar-a-Lago. And this is a headline from 2019 over so-called sex assault per court documents. And he says, oh, correction, it was 2007, whatever. So a lot of people, if you don't know, Jeffrey Epstein, I guess it's not the boomers, for the people like Hake who don't pay attention to this stuff, this guy, Epstein, I think in like 2005 or something, he was convicted of some type of crime, trafficking or something like that, along the lines of this sex stuff. And he's not a Christian, this Jeffrey Epstein guy. Not a normal white. He's a liberal, a Democrat, or was, he's dead now. He reportedly he killed himself. Some doubt that, many doubt that. Many say he didn't. But he was, and he got a plea deal back in 2005, as I recall. But he owned an island, and he flew powerful people and rich and powerful people over to that island, had fun, and maybe they did stuff. They had minors over there, gals, minors, many of them runaways that were supposedly either kidnapped or coaxed to be hired by him, or I don't even know if he paid them. And they did, I don't know, things, for him/them over there, allegedly. People called it sex slavery or something like that. Underage minors, girls. They called them children. Most of them were in their teens. Underage, but still later teens. One of them I was familiar with is Virginia Giuffre. Virginia Roberts Giuffre. And I played a clip of her. And I shake my head because, okay, so she does not seem so convincing. And I don't think other people were so convinced by her. But he was accused of basically, I don't know, he might have been working for Mossad or something. And doing, people suspect that it may have even been blackmail. I don't know. Getting them in compromising situations and then blackmailing them, these powerful figures, politicians and rich men and things like that. Trump was supposedly on the flight list, but that doesn't mean, just because you took a flight to this island of Epstein's doesn't mean that you participated in the evil things that may have gone on. Doesn't mean that you did. The liberals like to pretend that Trump was on it, so he did it too. I don't know. Don't care. No way of knowing it, right? So this Virginia Roberts Giuffre, move over to Michael Epstein M. Tracey. Epstein M. Tracey. In 2022, so he was recharged with some crimes and then he allegedly killed himself and blah, blah, blah. Michael Tracey says in 2022, lead Epstein accuser Virginia Giuffre, because she married a Frenchman or something, I don't know, admitted in court that 4 years, according to Michael Tracey, independent journalist on X, has been on the Jesse Lee Peterson show, she had falsely accused Alan Dershowitz, you know, this Jewish liberal, but relatively fair-minded lawyer guy. He's pretty solid on Trump. Like knows that this. He saw through a bunch of phoniness on Trump. This Alan Dershowitz guy. Kind of a hit and miss guy, but hey, not a Christian. For some reason, this bombshell admission hasn't made anyone question the veracity of claims in her unsealed litigation records. And he shares a screenshot of a CNN headline from November 2022. Virginia Giuffre drops allegations against Alan Dershowitz, saying she, quote, may have made a mistake, unquote. Interesting, huh? And I've been suspicious of this Virginia Roberts Giuffre because she admitted to taking part in training some of these younger girls because she came in at like 16, 17. She was a runaway, worked at Mar-a-Lago, and then started working for this guy, Epstein, according to her, and maybe that other woman, Ghislaine Maxwell, who was Epstein's pal, female friend. And this woman is like, oh, us girls are not going to let those men get away with this. Well, you were a girl and you were grown enough to know a little bit better, maybe. Maybe not raised right. Many of these so-called children were not raised right. They're runaways or whatever. And this woman participated in training / grooming or whatever the younger girls, allegedly, according to her own admission. I saw on a back in 2019, whenever this thing came out. Many of Virginia Giuffre's, go to number 2 of Michael Tracey, yeah. Many of Virginia Roberts Giuffre, her most salacious claims against prominent figures, including Dershowitz, George Mitchell, whoever that is, Bill Richardson, whoever that is. Sounds familiar, that name. Have never had any supporting evidence, and she's admitted to telling systematic falsehoods. She's made millions from the whole ordeal, though. Wow. Making a lot of money. Joining on to that phony Me Too movement. Huh. The media globbed onto this and used it as part of the attack on men. The woman victimhood thing. Little girl victimhood. Has anyone considered that people who did nothing wrong, much less charged or convicted of a crime, or said, he didn't say less, but I think that's what he meant, might have had good reason for wanting their names stricken from litigation records based on the defamatory say-so of an admitted serial fabricator demanding millions of dollars. So Michael Tracey says, sorry to interrupt your regularly scheduled sexual hysteria. You may now resume the cash cow. J.P. Morgan settled with Jeffrey Epstein so-called victims for $290 million. It reported Reuters in June of 2023. Far-left Reuters, by the way. Interesting, huh? So a whole lot of phonies. Devils fighting devils. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? Not my business, this mess. My parents raised me right. I was never tempted to go. Fortunately, I was not a little girl, but I never went to, I was raised right. My parents didn't have to worry about these PDFs, alleged PDFs. Hake started hashtag believe all R-wordists, apists, Ray. Yeah, that's right. Don't believe these women. Believe the apists, Ray. Anyway, it's not that funny. But just a nice little, a little bit of balance, right? Just because, you know, because I saw on American Anchor Baby, or heard on American Anchor Baby, that this guy who's like wheelchair bound, he was liberal, he was smart. He was on the Epstein list, and now everybody's pretending like he was participating in this mess. And who knows if he was or wasn't. But these victim-minded women are trying to jump on this as though they know what they're talking about. And the conspiracy theory type people who just believe stuff without knowing. Don't just believe stuff without knowing. And who cares, honestly? We know that these people are evil because of what they're about. What they're about. Pushing the Democrat stuff, pushing the rhino stuff. Hake, you don't always have to take the sides of the accused, by the way. Sometimes it's best to say nothing, says Nugget Man. Fair enough. I'm not even taking... I prefer not to even... Not even to take sides. But I'm just not joining in with these... phonies bandwagoning about this stuff. I had one caller. Never mind, I'll leave that alone. No, I won't leave it alone. I had one caller call in all up in arms about this situation. It turned out that he had been in a mess. But anyway, he turned down all the invitations from Giuffre. That's right. He was a Harvard donor and a Democrat donor, by the way. Anyway, that's that for that. I will get to your calls, guys. I have more Michael Tracey insights to share with you about Jewish people. Well, the victimhood stuff, this phony anti-Semitism stuff. But I need a break. And it's Fob Friday. Let's catch... I only know this song as the SARS song. I've played it before. It's not called the SARS song. If you search it on the internet, the SARS song, you won't find it. At least I didn't. But it's by Andy Lau. It's a Chinese song. Remember SARS? Like 800 or so Chinese people died in like 2002 or so. So sad. The precursor to the China virus, I guess. And I think that was leaked from a lab too, by the way, SARS. Those Chinese, they're not very... protective with their labs. They're not very disciplined. Whereas American labs don't leak as much. Nowadays, probably they do. But the Chinese labs, they don't have good policy or discipline, and they're kind of corrupt, and more incompetent, so they leak stuff more. And it kills their own. I think that's what happened with SARS. I could be wrong. But anyway, enjoy this beautiful song from Andy Lau, and I'll be right back for the rest of hour 2. It's already bled into hour 2, and your calls and supers and stuff. Somebody said if you get molested by Stephen Hawking, that's on you. Nice. Thank you for the tip. Spoiler alert. All right. Not funny. Be right back, Andy Lau.
如果留下多1秒钟，可以减少明天想你的痛，我会愿意放下所有，交换任何一丝丝可能的占有。幸福只剩一杯沙漏，眼睁睁看着一幕幕甜蜜不会再有，原本平凡无奇的拥有，到现在竟像是无助的奢求。我已开始练习，开始慢慢着急，着急这世界没有你，已经和眼泪说好不哭泣，难道数计时的爱该怎么继续？我天天练习，天天都会熟悉，在没有你的城市里，试着删除每个两人世界里那些曾经共同拥有的一切美好和回忆。幸福只剩一杯沙漏，眼睁睁看着一幕幕甜蜜不会再有，原本平凡无奇的拥有，到现在竟像是无助的奢求。我已开始练习，开始慢慢着急，着急这世界没有你，已经和眼泪说好不哭泣，难道数计时的爱该怎么继续？我天天练习，天天都会熟悉，在没有你的城市里，试着删除每个两人世界里那些曾经共同拥有的一切美好和回忆。
Andy Lau
爱是1万公顷的森林，迷了路的却是我和你，不是说好一起闯出去，怎能剩我一人回去？
Lianxi
回去。
Practice
我已开始练习，开始慢慢着急，着急这世界没有你，已经和眼泪说好不哭泣，难道数计时的爱该怎么继续？我天天练习，天天都会熟悉，在没有你的城市里，试着删除每个两人世界里那些曾经共同拥有的一切美好和回忆，那些曾经共同拥有的一切美好和回忆。
Isn't it nice? Turn it off, Hake. I can't get pregnant again. I just had a baby. Sorry. Come on, Simba. Let's go home. Thanks again, Andy Lau. A classic from 17 years ago. 2.279 million views, by the way, from Andy Lau. Thank you, Andy Lau. It's also Frog Eyes Friday. We'll play some of that for you guys. But thanks very kindly for bearing with me through what I deem to be beautiful music. I think we're all caught up on the super chats. Just make sure. Yeah. Okay, let me get back to the calls. Mr. Pig. Oops. Sorry for the pop. Mr. Pink in San Francisco, California. How you doing, man? Thanks for calling and holding.
What up, Hank?
Hey.
Hey, how was the Merry Christmas times?
It was great, man. I had a nice Christmas, and then after that, I went not to San Fran actually. I went to SFO, but then I went into more of the Oakland side, Berkeley, we'll call it, and had fun over there.
For sure.
I didn't end up getting to visit you or anybody else. Yeah, I got sick after that. I shouldn't have gone. I felt like leading up to it, I was making sure I got plenty of sleep, plenty of water, sleep early, get up early, get outside for some sunshine, but I still ended up getting sick. What a mess.
Yeah, it was cool. We did a lot of stuff at church, you know.
Oh, nice.
Some good old carol singing, and we had like a nice, you know, big dinner with the congregation, but the pastor actually invited like a little group of 8 of us to kind of come on over on Christmas Day, and his wife cooked up a storm, and you know there was like more than we could eat, so we packed a lot of it up, and we went up to Hake Street up here, where the Grateful Dead did their thing, and I actually messed around when I was on the streets. I was stomping grounds, and we handed out some of the leftover Christmas ham and stuff to the folks. It was a good time.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
So did you? I forget what I was going to ask you. But go ahead. That's cool, man.
Yeah, I mean, maybe, I mentioned, because we were talking about doing some acting, we were talking about acting and things like that. I did that whole play over the week before that, and that went really cool.
You were one of the wise men, right?
Yeah, correct. That was a really interesting thing. You actually can go back, and I'd probably send you a link if you wanted to watch it. You can watch it on our Vimeo from the church. But
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it went really well. We got in full makeup. I had the old white beard and the Persian looking hat and rings and stuff like this. It was way neat.
That's really cool, man. Had you ever done anything like that before, or are you quite experienced?
Well, when I did college back in North Carolina when I was growing up, I actually got an acting degree.
Oh, wow.
Back.
Okay.
An associate's only. It took me like 4 years to get a 2-year degree because I was smoking pot.
Yeah.
But, I kind of haven't actually utilized that degree in years and years. So
yeah,
it's kind of cool to be able to do that. And anyways, I'm just waiting to get started on Bible college so I can use the gift of the spoken word to get the truth out there, because it's starting up. But anyway.
Nice, man. I didn't know you were going to do that.
They just tell Joel the only way to do the eyebrow properly is like Dwayne Johnson, The Rock. You got to do the eyebrow like The Rock.
Right. That's funny. He kind of overdid it. It got, well, to me, it got played out. But he got known for that, and now he's known for just, the audio is kind of choppy. Sorry, guys. I think it'll fix itself. It's that type of thing, right, where it kind of gets over modulated. Apologies for the bad audio. Sound is messing up.
I call in and modulates. That's what happens.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Well, we all know what the best Batman is, right? I think you know.
Adam West?
No.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that was top 5 for sure. I would say top 5.
Right.
With the wham and the bam and the pow. Yeah.
Keaton? Michael Keaton?
Nah, man, top 5 also. But number one's 100% that animated series from the 90s when we was
I
growing
love
up.
that one.
The Saturday morning cartoon one. The WB.
Yeah.
That had Mark Hamill as the Joker.
Mark Hamill did a good job as Joker, even though he's a liberal. But yeah, he's so good. Yeah. I had no idea that was him until later.
Yeah, that's actually the Utke knocker from Jay and Silent Bob too.
What?
You know what I'm talking about. Did you ever see Jay and Silent Bob?
Oh, Jay and Silent Bob. No, I never saw it.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. More of a
I was sheltered.
Stonery kind of cult classic kind of thing.
Yeah, that's what it seemed like when I saw I saw like previews or like, ads for it. It did seem silly like that. He was the same guy?
Well, he played the villain in the Jay and Silent Bob.
Mark Hamill did.
He was like, he did the Joker voice in that too.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Kevin Conroy was the Batman's voice. He died within the last few years, I think. Was it Kevin Conroy? Yeah, he did a good job as Batman with that gruff, whispery voice. He went to a dark place and did it.
Yeah, it was cool because I like that when cartoons were kind of still more real and less like goofy and crazy and fake as they are now.
I remember I would watch it 4:30 p.m. every day in junior high and high school.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was like dark and real, and the villains were done accurately, and all the story kind of interlinked, and it was like really long, a lot of episodes.
Yeah.
It was sweet. If people haven't watched that 100% animated series, that's the one.
Yep, the original ones. That's cool.
For sure. So
one cool thing about Batman the animated series, they drew on black paper, not white. It was a black background.
Okay.
So they started from dark.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, they started from dark and lightened it up, and you can kind of tell. When you look at
you can see that in the intro when it just starts at the black screen and then the spotlight comes in and this kind of silhouette comes up through the spotlight. That's
an awesome intro.
Animating technique. Yeah, that theme song with the da-na-na-na.
Yeah, it was. Awesome. I feel like it was sort of inspired by or ripped off from the Michael Keaton one.
Yeah, the Keaton stuff for sure. And I mean, that's clearly the best movie. Is those first two what Tim Burton did with Jack Nicholson as Joker?
Yeah,
that's absolute classic. And then Danny DeVito as Penguin and Christopher Walken as
what
was that Michelle Pfeiffer was Catwoman? That was awesome. That was also a classic Christmas movie, actually, because it's all based around Christmas. The second one.
Yeah, I didn't see the second one until much later, and it was all right. It had a really fun vibe to it, cool feel to it.
Yeah, for sure.
That dark feel to it.
I actually liked Batman Forever because of Jim Carrey.
Okay.
Right?
And I liked it because it was
Batman. What kind of ruined it?
Go ahead.
Yeah, what kind of ruined it was that it went too comedic. I think it's like they should have left just the comedy part to Jim Carrey, but because he was around, I felt like the other people were kind of trying to have to equal up to his comedy genius, and like Tommy Lee Jones was doing Two-Face all like comical,
right?
And I'm like, that doesn't make sense. Like, why are you cackling and giggling?
Yep, that was one of the things that bothered me, and then it was too bright and colorful too.
Yeah, exactly.
That one, and then Batman and Robin, same thing. And it was, you could kind of tell that it was done by is that guy like openly not morally straight? The guy who did those, Schumacher or whatever.
Joel Schumacher. You're right. Yeah.
I think that you could kind of tell it wasn't morally straight.
He's one of those early kind of Michael Bay movie kind of dudes that he was just churning out like a big money blockbuster that didn't have to make sense.
Yeah,
that was definitely the problem with that Batman and Robin movie, which we won't even go any further.
Right.
Nightmare.
Yep.
Anyway.
Nice.
Yeah, for sure. So here's the deal. We know for sure now, Trump did not get a massage. Okay.
Right.
Okay, it says that in the thing. The lady said he did not get a massage. Okay, we're done. Moving on.
That's a Trump Epstein thing.
Yeah.
Nice.
He's not. Yep. He's clear on that. Now, Kevin Spacey, Chris Tucker, the Clintons. Well, I'm probably gonna say yeah.
Did this topic interest you? Like this story, this whole Epstein mess, interest you really?
What? It's not him specifically. It's the fact that this kind of honeypot thing goes on. Oh. And it's like kind of like some like.
Do you feel like it's? Do you feel like
levels below CIA freaking secret? Plan to corrupt our governments and have them like instantly corrupted from within with people who are morally bankrupt.
Yeah.
I mean, all these people, like Dennis Hastert, the former, GOP guy, head of the House, all these people. You know,
Hastert was involved
always
with younger
involved
guys,
in some sketchy weirdness.
underage young men or boys. Or
high prominent football coaches, high prominent, Michael Jackson, whatever. It's like every other person that you see, some kind of popular figure, always ends up being some weird diddling going on. And it's like, okay.
Yeah,
that's what concerns me, is that it's easy to blackmail people. And I think our government, and like not just our government, quote unquote, but, prominent figures in society are easily used by this corrupt thing that's underneath all of the surface.
Yeah, that's a fair point. It's not surprising,
that's
though,
bothered me
people
since
are
all
weak.
that. I don't want to use the term because, you don't want to get demonetized, but it eats a,
oh, yeah.
gate or whatever.
Right.
It's stupid. Like, and when that was originally going on, I was like heavily, affected. Like, okay, I'm paying attention. Are these people going to, get justice? Because like all of that stuff didn't necessarily interconnect, but there was too many coincidences where it was like, okay, this is obviously going on,
Interesting, man.
Like you see, like the whole Satanism research ended up happening because of that. It's like, you see people like Will Ferrell and other famous actors going to Marina Abramovich galas where they're cutting up cakes that look like people and
right.
What? Like, is this real?
Yeah.
Is what you're up to? So we should listen to you say women take over the world, but meanwhile you got like eyeliner and weird stupid hairdos at Marina Abramovich events. Like, I'm not listening to you, nor do I think your movies are funny anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a sick world, and most people all people really are dark.
Yeah, well, the thing is, we're born into sin. So the thing is whether you embrace that or whether you embrace the light and become a peculiar people that is separate from it. And like a lot of these people are so easily corrupted because that's human nature. Yeah. And I think that a lot of our, like, I won't say it's the CIA or it's the FBI or whatever, because it's clearly like lower levels beneath that it's these secret society groups that, I don't know, want to go down that rabbit hole. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
it's screwy.
I appreciate the call, Mr. Pink. It's good to hear from you, man.
Yep. Yeah, you too, brother.
All right.
Take it easy.
You too. Bye. What a mess. One more quick story, one more quick clarification before I get back to calls. Hang tight. You can call in. There's one line open. 888-77-JESSE, 1-888-775-3773. Anti-Semitism, per Michael Tracey. Some great info. Jews, Tracey, Jews 1. Hassan. He quote tweets. He was on a little kick because people were going after Michael Tracey, who is an independent thinking journalist, even though he's a liberal. But as journalists go, he seems like a pretty honest one. He's been on the Jesse Lee Peterson show. I was talking about him earlier. Bag Counter CPA, Alabama Bags, posted yesterday, hard to argue on X, right, that the Jews' fears are irrational when they have been persecuted and have faced extermination for the entirety of recorded history. Okay? So he's saying it's hard to argue that Jewish fears are irrational. Michael Tracey says, not in America. They have not been persecuted. Jews have come to escape persecution in America from elsewhere in the world since the 1600s. Did you know that? I didn't know that. According to Michael Tracey. Whoa. They've been here that long? Well, some of you guys said that they owned the slave ships, which I've never looked into it, and that they were most of the slave owners, somebody said. I don't know if that's true, but somebody has said that. People say things that who knows if it's true or not. I wouldn't be surprised, I wouldn't be surprised. The supposedly white slave owners, many of them were Jewish people. So in other words, those ones did not necessarily raise their slaves Christian, or did they? Or did they? To use as a tool for people say, oh, the Jewish people came up with Christianity to suppress the people. Oh, turn the other cheek. That type of thing. But interesting. Did you know that? I didn't know that. Little history lesson from Michael Tracey. And he said it, so it must be true. No, I generally trust what he has to say because at least the facts of it. His analysis, maybe not. But that's what he says. So I didn't know about that. Interesting, huh? Okay, next. He quote tweets another person who says, yeah, totes. Jews aren't being targeted at all. Totes as in totally. And this person is being sarcastic with Michael Tracey. M. Tracey. M-T-R-A-C-E-Y. On X. Jews aren't being targeted at all. I'll make sure to tell my nieces at their Jewish day school their fears and extra security isn't genuine. And so Michael Tracey responds saying these alleged fears aren't themselves proof of so-called anti-Semitism. And he puts a hyphen in it because he knows that it's hyphenated. It's not all one word for the victim-minded people to kiss up to them. They recently started making it all one word. Anti-Semitism, all one word, no hyphen, to make it seem real. When in reality, it's just human beings hating one another. And sometimes telling the truth and not necessarily hating. Or it's saying something not necessarily true. But anyway, they're proof only of the fear of anti-Semitism, says Michael Tracey. As we know, fear often tends to be irrational. Fact. The hiring of extra security is simply proof of a thriving and lucrative private security industry in the United States. And look at this follow-up. By the way, increased hiring of private security by various Jewish institutions is also evidence that the hiring of these firms is being generously subsidized. Did you know this? By state and federal governments. Definitely one of the sketchiest, he says, sketchiest, most oversight-free sectors of the U.S. economy. And so he go into 2A. Jewish Federations of North America website says FedBeat, October 26, 2023 post, Jewish Federations praise inclusion of $200 million NSGP funding, nonprofit security grant program, N nonprofit, S security, G grant, P program, funding in supplemental funding request of Congress. Jewish federations are thankful for President Biden's, who does not have any love for Jewish people. He is a kiss-up to them, which is not love, right? Just as he's a kiss-up to blacks, he does not love blacks. Give me a break. For the life-saving nonprofit security grant program. We know from experience that when terrorists attack Israel, anti-Semites are emboldened to target Jews here at home, says Karen Peiken-Baral, Associate Vice President of Public Affairs and Executive Director of Advocacy Corps for Jewish Federations of North America. Interesting, huh? And 2B, Florida lawmakers approve millions to boost security at Jewish schools. So Florida lawmakers subsidizing security at Jewish schools. Interesting, huh? The government is funding this. Kind of helping to hype it up, too, in addition to subsidizing that. Oh, I didn't know that. So all of these billboards that I see around LA where they say, do you need a private security at your church? Because we do at our synagogue. That's getting subsidized. In many cases, at least. West Palm Beach, Florida. It's been a month since Hamas's surprise attack on Israel. This is from November 2023. It's a far left, it's a CBS article or something. Yeah, CBS 12, local article. Surprise attack on Israel sent shockwaves through the Jewish community. Israel may be half a world away. Heinous things have been happening there, have instilled fear in Jewish communities everywhere, including Palm Beach County. Isn't it interesting? Something happens over there. And the egos, the demons lift up their heads here and start fighting one another here and killing one another even. Let me cough. Many families on edge worried about their children's safety. And part of it is ADL types, is stirring up resentment toward themselves. You know, the ADL is the so-called Anti-Defamation League. Anyway, moving forward, Michael Tracey, another example, number 3 there. There's so little genuine anti-Semitism, quote unquote, he puts, Michael Tracey, in America that professional anti-Semitism monitors have to constantly invent. He split his infinitive there, but that's okay. It's not okay, but we're moving on. Scary new anti-Semitic icons to meet their quota. If they have a wealth of new material, they wouldn't have to settle for cartoon watermelons and octopus plush toys. Remember this octopus plush toy that Greta Thunberg had? And this was her autism plush toy. The tentacles are not even that long. This is not that scary. It's not anti-Semitic. But she's like, we stand with Palestine, and then she had the octopus here. This is a plush toy. Well, I call it a stuffed animal because I'm a Gen X boomer millennial. And so he quote tweets this Hen Mazig person, saying, go on to 3A, anti-Semitism is trendy. The teenage daughter of Jennifer Garner, this liberal actress woman, mildly attractive older gal, mother. And Ben Affleck is a liberal actor guy. Teenage daughter wore a sweatshirt that symbolically claims that all the state of Israel is Palestine. And it looks like a watermelon, okay? But it's a slice of watermelon, and it's the colors of watermelon, which is red, yellowish or something, and green. And those are, I guess, Palestine colors or something. I don't know. Red, white, and green? Something. Claims that all the state of Israel is Palestine, that there is no room for Israelis in this land. What is upsetting and most telling, why she feels she can wear this sweatshirt. I'm sorry, this is America. What does she even know about Israel or Palestine? Has she ever been here? Has she researched and read and interviewed and listened? Asks this Hen Mazig person. She likely doesn't even understand how and why her sweatshirt is not only offensive, but threatening to Jews around the world. But that doesn't seem to matter anymore. And so show 3B, the picture. You can kind of see it. It's not a front on, but it's like Israel is shaped kind of like New Jersey, kind of tall, long. And it's like a slice of watermelon. Interesting, huh? A weird slice of watermelon. And Jennifer Garner is holding her arm. And okay, it's sort of stylish, and it is trendy to be all pro-Palestine. There's no such thing as anti-Semitism, but it is like, oh yeah, the Jews are occupiers. Yeah. Of course it's trendy, buddy. It's part of the anti-white thing. And so, kind of interesting. Oh, watermelon. Oh, that's so threatening. I don't think that this gal is trying to say, or anybody who's holding that is trying to say, oh, exterminate them. But some of them are. Some of them are. Let's be real. Hate-filled people are. Let me read these replies, because I want to keep it moving. Because I'm running low on time. I want to get back to calls. Wada Sharif says, what's upsetting is that your kind, this Wada Sharif guy, Sharif Wada, got an unprecedented level of entitlement that you stole a country and now get upset that people say it doesn't belong to you. Well, if they stole it, now it belongs to them. Palestine is for Palestinians, not the foreigners who invaded it and started murdering the natives, FYI, he said. This other person said, I love how you guys are giving up the game that the anti-Semitism charge has nothing to do with hating Jewish people but supporting Palestinians, this other guy says. Anonymous says, what is most upsetting, and I actually replied to this one, because this guy is a Free Palestine guy. Show 3D. What's most upsetting and most telling is why she feels she can wear this sweatshirt. Because it's America and not Israel. I'm like, yeah. For example, I love the Confederate flag. But these victim-minded people, like Ta-Nehisi Coates of the Atlantic, types got Amazon, far-left evil Amazon, you know Amazon.com, to ban T-shirts and other swag, Confederate rebel flag paraphernalia, from its site. And the culture is so anti-South and anti-white that I feel like I'm the rude one for, well, I don't even have my rebel flag anymore on me, for wearing and liking it. They're haters. That's right. And in this case, it's haters hating haters. Isn't that the case? So, interesting, Michael Tracey. Thank you for the content. In my opinion. I don't know if you guys follow me on that. Victim-minded people. And in this case, the Palestinians are victim-minded people. And in this case, the Jewish people screaming anti-Semitism, victim-minded people. Two victim-minded people clashing. Both of them hate the whites. And the Christians. Because victims are haters. Victims become perpetrators. It's a fact. Look it up. John, Kentucky John is on the line. Thanks for calling and holding, John in Kentucky. How you doing?
I'm all right, man. I just called to, I'm trying to understand why you're trying to pretend like the Epstein story ain't a big deal. Like it's just something minor and just brush off. Why is that?
What does it have to do with you and me?
It doesn't have anything. Well, to a certain extent it does because, you know, all these rich, powerful people who have influence on the United States were in that those sealed documents. So it does have something to do with us, but it's not. It don't affect us like it affects them.
Yeah. Is it a surprise that those people are evil? We already knew those people were evil.
Yeah, but Trump is part of that. That's why I'm calling it. Trump is part of that that stuff that goes on with those rich people.
It says and you, but you have no knowledge of that. You're just saying something without knowing.
I mean, I can ask you right now what was going on that island. What would you say?
I would say in some cases, very illicit things.
Right.
Yeah.
And so how do you distinguish on who was a part of that? Because it was a lot of people's name mentioned. You can't say.
Exactly. That's why since I can't distinguish who was doing what, I don't know and I don't care. It's not a big deal to me.
You can say you don't know, but to say you don't care when your president is in the sealed documents, like what?
Nobody's serious. Nobody's serious. Only the people who hate Trump already want to pretend that Trump was doing something wrong over there.
I like the way you said pretend like Trump was doing something.
Because you have to pretend. You have to imagine. Because you don't know. You admitted you don't know.
We don't know, but birds
ain't
of
no
a feather
buts.
flock together.
You're a man. Are you a man?
Listen. Yeah, I'm a man. What are you talking about?
Then why are you trying to get into gossip and speculation?
It ain't gossip, man. Look,
it's
people
gossip.
Are people, man. You try to put handcuffs on somebody to believe what they want to believe. But listen.
I'm not putting handcuffs on you. I'm just saying that it's silly for you to believe something that you have no proof of.
Epstein is dead, right? That's a conspiracy. Yeah. And then the Elaine Maxwell lady.
Ghislaine,
we know that she was.
I used to pronounce it Ghislaine.
She was giving him. Mm-hmm. She was giving him the young girls and, fishing for young girls all over the world, Hake. Did you know that?
Yeah, I'd heard that she traveled.
Yeah. So that she had to get the best girls for the richest men, man. Bill Gates is part of that stuff. He tried to act all innocent. He's in the same boat. They're all evil, freaky type people, man.
I mean, do you know a person who isn't evil and freaky?
I'm talking about evil on a different level. I'm talking about these people.
Oh, so their evil is special on a different level from your evil.
Okay. So, Hake, what kind of evil do I have?
I don't know, and I don't care.
Okay, so what are you talking about?
The same thing that you're talking about, which is a whole bunch of nothing.
I don't agree. I don't agree with y'all that
I'll let the people who are
Jeffrey Dahmer.
I'll let the people who are close to that situation deal with that situation. The men around that area, the men handling that situation should handle that situation. It's not for me to. I don't know. I can't make myself be interested by this topic.
Hey, you would be more interested in it if Trump wasn't in the documents. You'd be way more interested.
No, you don't know me. I would not be interested. I was not interested in it before I knew that Trump was in the documents. Did you know that?
If Obama was in them documents, you'd be talking about it right now.
No, I wouldn't.
Yes, you would.
No, I didn't. I already know Obama's evil without any speculation about his S-word mess.
Yeah, whatever. But
you say whatever, but that's a fact, huh? Do I ever talk? Have you ever heard me talk about Obama's the fake speculation, the mess about Obama's sex stuff? I've never talked about it, have I?
Stuff, does he? Does he? I haven't heard anything about any.
Oh, all of a sudden you haven't heard anything.
No, I haven't. Honestly.
Okay, there's a whole lot of evil speculation and mess about Obama and his S-word mess.
I wouldn't put it past him, man.
Yeah.
Them Africans are crazy. Yeah.
That's right, because he's not a true Israelite, huh?
That's right. That's right, man. That's
anyway,
right.
So
man, I was just calling to bother you about that, man.
Right on. I appreciate it. Are you interested in this story, really?
Man, I'll be honest. I don't care about none of that stuff y'all be talking about. I don't care about none of that stuff on the news. I got my own responsibilities with my core family, and it is what it is.
That makes total sense.
All this stuff to me is entertainment.
Yeah.
But I can still assume that Trump is just as evil as Chris Tucker or Bill Gates or Bill Clinton. They're all just in the same category to me.
ASSUME.
It's different levels to evil too, Hake.
I mean, there's in terms of the things that people do, some people do more physical damage than others, and like you sink into deeper and deeper into perversion. I get you what you're saying.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Yep. Thank you, man. Happy New Year to you.
Man, all right.
You only recognize the Hebrew calendar, huh?
Well, I don't know about. I'm not as detailed and knowledgeable about all the ins and outs of how some people do it.
Yeah.
But I don't celebrate any of y'all's holidays, and the New Year means nothing to me.
Okay.
Absolutely nothing. So.
Fair, man.
All right, man. Yeah. Hey, I got one last thing.
Yes.
One of your callers always says I have to go back to the white man when I'm working and everything.
Yeah.
And I just want to say, I have several different people that I consider my boss.
Okay.
And they're white and black.
Uh-huh.
And I don't look at myself as working for the white man, and I don't know why he lets that bother him that I call on my lunch break. Yeah, I just don't understand that.
Well, some people just want to get under your skin. That's all.
Oh, he don't bother me any.
Right on.
Yeah. So.
Well, thank you for clarifying. All right.
Yeah.
Take care. John in Kentucky. Kentucky John, one of the black Hebrew Israelites, who says that Hake, I think he has said that Hake is entertaining. Nice. Frederick in Los Angeles, California. Thank you for calling and holding, Frederick. What's up, man?
Good morning. Good morning. How's it going, Hake?
It's going well. How about you?
All right. Why don't you just tell the truth? Last time I talked to you, I told you go drink some milk, and I was going international. You ain't got your passport these last couple of days. I know where you went. You ready to go international with me? Because everybody in America is being court. They just court Jesters. You know what I'm saying? And it's not even funny no more.
Like everybody's a clown?
Yeah, they here for entertainment.
Are you a clown?
No, I'm the rich that watch the world as Jesters. They here to entertain me. And you got the best job. I'm going to talk slow so you can understand me. Like,
yes, please.
You watch no movies, but you get people to call in and tell you about movies you never seen. That's so you're like the rich, and you got court jesters calling in telling you you're like so sheltered that it has to be amazing. You're like listening, you're all eyes in, and you're like focused, and this is like fantasy land. Like you're in the movie every caller because you never seen anything. Yeah, it's
funny,
like a baby. You ever seen that old show Mork and Mindy?
I know, I haven't.
Williams.
Yeah.
Well, it was I know you probably. It's an older TV show.
It's not that old.
Guy. Mork and Mindy's pretty
Oh, yeah,
old.
it is. It's the one you're talking about. That's the one from...
Robin Williams.
Yeah, Robin Williams. He was like an alien.
Yes, he was reversed. He was a baby, like almost like Benjamin Button, but he was grown, but he had the mind of the baby, right?
Is it Rick and Morty? Mork and Mindy.
No, Mork and Mindy is not Rick and Morty. See, your chat wouldn't know. Don't worry about it. It's an old TV show.
Yeah.
Anyway, he was like you, pretty clueless, and they had to explain stuff to a grown man, and he had to, like, innocent child mentality.
Okay.
Yeah. But we going international, and the actors and all of these court gestures, that's what it basically boils down to. Like Trump and letting out this information, they want y'all to do something. When is it going to be like dance? They shooting bullets at your feet, and they want y'all to dance, but nobody.
Dance.
It's like nobody.
He didn't
reacting.
cuss. He said
like,
dance.
Oh wow. Okay, that's new. Wow, that's new too. And it's like nobody's fighting, nobody's standing up for their rights, and they're gonna keep on doing stuff until the people that they're controlling actually do something entertaining. And they're just waiting. They're up in their nice place. But I'm watching as the world goes around and everybody's in their feelings. Like you said, like you're watching facial expressions getting thoughts, and you know all thoughts are lies. They're not even saying anything, and you're getting thoughts from facial expressions.
Uh-huh.
That's sad. That's very sad.
Nice.
I'm serious. And you on a show saying all thoughts are all lies, but somebody can make a facial expression, and I know exactly what they're thinking. No, you don't.
Yeah, so all these blacks who think that they see racism in a look, they don't know what they're talking about.
I don't know about other blacks. I don't speak for them.
Right.
I'm talking about what you said and what Sean said today.
But sometimes you can interpret body language, and sometimes you misinterpret it. It's true.
You always misinterpret it if all thoughts are lies.
I don't know. Interesting. It's kind of like all words are lies, according to Sean.
No practical words.
All words are just ideas, and all ideas are lies, says Sean. So if you're talking, you're lying. Remember that point from Sean?
What kind of world are we living in?
That's an Irish world. That's an Irishman's world.
That's that
Laddie.
idiot versus education. See, all right, everybody want to live in storyland, and ain't nobody living in fairy tale land but y'all. And it's that dumbing down of America. But anyway, we're going international. That's why I'm leaving.
Why do you keep saying that? What's so good about you've given up on America? Is that what you mean?
I'm saying all the presidents are for the Jews. I'm seeing you showing articles, and now you're waking up. I think you did your homework while I was gone, because that's the same stuff I was telling you about before you left. So you done woke up or something done came to you, or you seeing that they paying settlements to these people for $200 instead of locking them up. Who says you get to pay fines? Where's the jail time for these people that got all of this money that wants to shut them up? No, you don't get to no bond. I want people held accountable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you paying money and the kosher tax, the security.
I support the kosher tax. The
kosher tax.
Kosher is good for you. It's kosher because it's healthy.
Okay. Government security is being, they are spending your taxpayer dollars on protecting these people in church now, you said, right?
Yeah.
Security.
Right.
Right.
I didn't wake up. I just read a few Michael Tracey tweets that were informative.
Yeah, God was talking to you while you was gone, because you on the right side of the news today. We going international.
Because I'm talking about Jewish people. whom
no,
this Pharaoh doesn't like.
God don't make no mistake. Your news ain't got, I was on hold, and I was like, ooh, I'm loving this.
Nice.
I've been on hold for a while, and you know it.
Yeah.
I wasn't even calling about this. I was calling about just watch what they're trying to do. They're trying to stir the pot and watch all the jesters react.
That's fair. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't get controlled.
I don't have a president to vote for. Dr. Cornel West, you know, it's always going to be a wall kisser in the mix, and that's who they're going to put up there for y'all to act like y'all crying about something, but vote for them at the same time. So,
Big Bump says that Frederick's an international player. He's like Jerome from, you're like Jerome from Martin Lawrence show.
yeah, player from the Himalayas. Yeah. Hey, what up, Big Bump? I seen him at church. Hey, yeah, you sitting over there. Me and Big Bump changed number. Hey,
nice.
We gonna hook up.
Right on.
Yeah, he got some good views, but
Indeed.
we gonna hook up.
Sounds good, man. Well, Happy New Year to you.
All right,
Appreciate your call.
Yeah, welcome back. All right.
Thanks again. Bye. Whew. Man, okay. I'm going to blow through these last few calls before we get to the end, I promise. Ronnie in Ohio, how you doing, man? Happy New Year.
Whole lot of mess. What's going on, James?
That's a fact.
Man, every time I'm watching the show when the break come on, even if you're not reading the news, I always say whole lot of mess. And they said you were out today, so when you came in on the break earlier, I was like, oh, I know Joel Friday, he black, but
right.
James, he back.
Indeed.
Yeah, so welcome back and Happy New Year, and I'll be tuned in for the interesting topics that you guys. I like what y'all doing over there.
Cool, man. I appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Take care.
All right, now have a good weekend.
All right, bye. That's cool. Ronnie from Ohio. William in California is on the line. William, thanks for holding, man. You're live.
All right, man. Hey, that's all right. Hey, I just wanted to welcome you back and everything. I see they let you out of sick bed.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah. Let me say something. Them together yesterday actually was really, really good.
Yeah, Joel Friday and Sean, the producer.
Did you see the magic?
Yep.
I've seen it. I've seen something there, like Sean in the middle. And you got Hassan, and then you got Joel, and they got like a globe and a flag right there and some wingback chairs. I'm telling you, it would be a go.
Yeah.
And then you and Big Bump.
Nice. Yeah, Big Bump.
You and Big Bump with a desk, perpendicular angle, 45.
Yeah.
And Big Bump on the couch with guests every now and then.
I can see it in my mind's eye.
Can you see the reach?
Yeah.
And then you ended up at the end of the week with an all hangout show, all out. I'm talking big guns with the Anchor Baby.
Oh yeah.
Friday Night Slam.
Anchor Baby's going to be live about 4 p.m. today. If the Lord be willing and the creek does not rise.
Hey, man, and Mr. Pink, I think he's up in San Francisco.
Yep.
You called in earlier. That's good. Well, Happy New Year to him.
Yeah.
And Ronnie. Hey, Shelby Steele was talking about Al Sharpton.
I saw that. Shelby Steele is like a relatively conservative black man.
Yeah.
And he was talking about Al Sharpton because Al Sharpton was talking about DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion mess, and protecting it in the college campuses or something.
Yeah, he's kind of like downplaying what the lady from Harvard did, and like Shelby Steele, him and Thomas Sowell are pretty close.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
And those, and Condoleezza Rice and those people.
Yeah.
So they like, Shelby was like pointing out that compared to like the Civil War and conflicts that blacks served in, the number of lives that claimed blacks with wars is almost the same number as what the civil rights did to blacks from when it started in 64 till now, of how many blacks actually died off of those policies that the Democrat Party has laid for them the last, 55 years now?
Oh, wow. Really?
I mean,
are you talking? You're not talking about. You're not including abortion, are you?
He was talking about the civil rights directly, and he was talking about Al Sharpton directly.
Yeah.
He's like, man, what the civil rights have done to the blacks is on the level of a
death and destruction.
war.
Death, destruction,
Right.
spoiling, moral
right,
decay. It's a mess. And this fake hang up with racism.
Right.
Lord have mercy.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's so true, man. That's a great point.
Yeah, it's something to look at, you know. And you was talking about the actors.
Yes.
I love looking at the best ones. Like I said, that's a craft that, you know, we were talking about the last couple of days, and it was a really good subject. Is it like how really great actors draw it in?
Yeah.
You know, they jump into the character. And, like, I know, like, I like this guy. There's a few that I like. I like Lee Marvin. I like Kelly Savalas. Of course, Luke Gossett.
These are all names I'm not familiar with. Lee Marvin, you've mentioned him before. I think he was a White History Month or Men's History Month guy.
Yeah. But my favorite is George C. Scott. Check him out in 12 Angry Men. It's like 12 jurors.
Send me an email with these tips, man, because I'm a Philistine.
Classic actors. You know, George C. Scott played Patton. He played Patton.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah.
I have not even seen Patton. Terrible. But I respect what I hear about that man, George Patton.
Yeah.
George Patton, right? Something like that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, man.
But you guys have a good weekend. And,
You as well.
and just think about it, man. I mean, those three, they look good together, but you and Big Bump would be perfect with a couch and a desk.
Nice. It's a cool idea.
And some cups that say, hey, some cups that say, Hake, report on it on the desk, and,
Yep.
you know, the water picture. Mm-hmm.
That sounds good, man. Thanks again, William in California. Take care, man.
All right. Have a good weekend.
You too. Bye. Rick in Hampton, Virginia. I'm glad you were able to get in, Rick. How you doing, man?
What's up, James? What's going on, my man?
Not much. Just enjoying my first day back from being sick. Terrible.
Hey, thank God for healing you, my brother. I'm glad you're back 100% strong.
Thank you.
And it's always good to hear my buddy, Mr. William, talk, man. The brother has a lot of wisdom. I would like to someday meet him, man.
He's an
He has a lot of
OG,
wisdom,
an old gentleman.
Yeah. Old gentleman with some wisdom, man. And I still remember that time when he came on with Jason was on the line. And Jason was like that, hey, Jason, somebody wants to talk to you.
Oh, yeah. And they just bashed each other.
I said, I like, we ain't gonna tell him like it is, man. No, but that's a, you know, if Jason will just listen, but you know, when somebody's angry, it's hard to
True.
It's hard to talk to them when they angry, man. You can be right dead on, man. It just anger blinds you. It really does.
That's a fact. That's for sure.
You know? But
You
I
got to
wanna
be
talk about- you
patient
remember
with the
that- I'm sorry.
angry.
Yes, exactly. But see, a lot of people ain't patient, you know. And see, when you're angry, you don't listen to understand, or you don't respond with a solution.
Yep.
You know, you listen to answer back defensively.
Yep.
That's what you do.
Just empty ego mess.
Right. There you go. Perfectly said there, James. And I want to comment on, you remember that guy, that Brandon, he called in on a Justin Lee Peterson saying he married a black woman?
The Alpha. The Brandon, the Alpha, who married a black woman. Yeah.
Right.
Uh-huh.
I think he's a cool guy. I think what happened to him, what I believe, he met that black woman. She probably had on them yoga pants, had a real nice shape. And, you know, you get involved, and now you're living with her. Now you're involved with her sexually. You can't really see who she is.
Yeah.
And then, and that's most, it was a dating thing. They courted women. When it comes to men, Asian women are the most desired. Then it's Hispanic, then it's white, then it's black.
Right.
And most times people don't like black women because they're very combative.
Yeah.
And, and it's just that they're beautiful women, but now you can't even tell what true beauty is. Everybody getting these behind operations, eyelashes, hair. You don't know what you're getting.
Yeah.
Now you might be getting a transgender. You don't know what you're getting, man, because no one's happy with themselves.
Yeah, that's true. It's a shame what the ladies are doing to themselves.
Right. And we don't
just
even
be
look bad.
healthy.
Yes, be healthy. You look well. Don't get overweight, and take care of yourself.
Right.
And that's it. Men are simple, but like I said, the feminist movement has made it think men are very complicated and demanding. We can't never be pleased because of the feminist movement. But I'm gonna tell you, with the black community, James, when black kids, not all, when they are born, their parents tell them about racism. Then the public school system tells them about racism. And then the black politician, the white liberal politician, all liberal politicians tell them about race. Then you got urban radio. So it's like it's almost impossible for a black person to be set free with all that costly.
Yeah, that's true. There's a vacuum. There is a truth desert. They're living in truth deserts, not food deserts, truth deserts. Man, great point, Rick. I gotta run. I gotta end the show here.
Okay.
It's good to hear from you.
Well, love you. Who's coming on next? Joel.
No, it's gonna be the Fallen State at noon Pacific, 3 Eastern, and then American Anchor Baby at 4 Pacific, 7 Eastern, give or take. Hopefully.
Hey, I'm happy for all you guys for y'all shows are live, bringing great information and insight, man. I love it, man. You guys, may God continue to bless y'all ministry, man, because y'all definitely doing a ministry.
Appreciate it, Rick. Take care, man.
No
have
problem.
a good weekend.
Love you guys, man. Y'all have a great weekend.
All right. You as well. Guys, this has been the Hake Report. Dijon Paul gave a diamond. Thank you for stumbling into work today, Hake. Or he says Hank. Well, you're welcome, Dijon Paul. Let me open the treasure chest for you guys. And it's also Frog Eyes Friday. I gotta end the show here, guys. Enjoy picture framing the gigantic men who fought on steamboats. Adios, America. It's from the 2003 album, The Golden River. Catch The Fallen State, American Anchor Baby, and Church with Jesse Lee Peterson. Bye.
We'll keep our kisses in it, hollowed out.
Adios, America.